Welcome to Mortgage Masterminds. I'm Richard Greaser, VP of Marketing at Sales Boomerang, and my guest is Jason Perkins, founder at Bonzo Group. So welcome, Jason. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Quick preamble ramble. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sales Boomerang for a couple seconds. If you're not using Sales Boomerang, you should be notified. We notify lenders the moment one of their borrowers needs a loan. So all the different reasons, especially in this purchase environment, you have to have borrower intelligence, and Sales Boomerang is the number one borrower intelligence on the market, category definer. Our clients are killing it with Sales Boomerang. I can't imagine as an originator, you would want to be on any team without Sales Boomerang's intelligence. You are naked without it. When it comes to mortgage inquiries, other clients poaching, that's just one of the different types of intelligence that we send, but also listing alerts. Don't you want to know when someone in your database lists their home? Don't you want to know when their credit improves? Don't you want to know when they have enough equity in this environment currently, especially, and they can drop mortgage insurance? Those are all great reasons. We're the good news company. It's great reasons to reach out to the borrower. You're naked without this intelligence, and never mind working with realtors. We also really help you with your realtor partnerships. So the moment you're ready to learn more about Sales Boomerang, we're here for you. Reach out, go to salesboomerang.com. We'd love to talk to you. Let's get into this. Jason, great to have you on. I'm going to kick this off with a question. We're on because of our recent integration with your CRM, Bonzo. You can go to getbonzo.com if you guys want to check, anybody listening wants to check it out. We think it's super exciting, specifically for certain lenders. And I want to touch on some of those points with you. But first, why don't we kick it off and just say, can you tell us about your background, how you came to launch Bonzo, where it's at, kind of like when you started, that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. Again, thank you. Thanks very much for having me on your podcast today. This is we've listened to you guys for quite some time. You guys have amazing content, and yeah, just excited to be here. And we're excited about the integration too, which we'll get into. But a little bit about my background, real quick, high level. I got into the mortgage industry. Actually, I got into the real estate industry in 2011. Spent a lot of time in the MarTech space within the industry, specifically in mortgage, since 2014. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's relevant to the build of Bonzo. When I was operating as a suit, so to speak, at a mortgage company, we saw a lot of gaps in the way that, first off, there was a digital revolution happening that a lot of people were hesitant to embrace, but also that loan officers continue to wear multiple hats. And we say this all the time at Bonzo, Richard, but people do business with people in the loan officer space, right? And so we wanted to empower that through a simple platform. So my partner in Bonzo, his name's Miles Miller. Him and I were actually working together at the mortgage company and said, listen, there's got to be an easier way for us to scale our conversations, be top of mind with more people, create more conversations, because a conversation is a byproduct of a sale in a relationship. So how can we create more conversations that are authentic to our voice? So we started to wireframe this idea out in late 2018. We brought an MVP to market in April of 2019, just to play around, right? See if there was any activity and any adoption. But we immediately got some really great feedback from our beta users, and even paying customers, which with any startup, you're like, wow, you've got your first paying customer. This is a big win. And
Can you share who that was? Are you able to share that? Or that's always an amazing feeling, right?
It was. What's funny is because our first paying customer was actually a realtor. They wanted to use our platform to communicate with their database and stay top of mind. That's cool. And so, they were kind of a larger player in a larger real estate company, so that kind of spread around there, and then more loan officers and partners jumped on. And so, long story short, in January of 2020, we had a decent amount of traction. So my partner and I left the mortgage company to go full time with Bonzo, and we've been building it ever since. Today we've got 14 employees, and we're gearing up for a great run in 2022.
It's a hell of a success story. 4 years. 4 years, bunch of clients, 14 employees. I love it. Sales Boomerang started in 2017. We got 180 clients. I'm not comparing, or anything like that. All I'm saying is it's amazing to see these two companies growing so well, and it shows the opportunity in the mortgage industry, right?
It does. It's interesting because I feel like this industry has, first off, very intelligent people. Loan officers, I feel, are extremely talented. Just salespeople. They're technicians, right? And so it does take a lot of skill and trade to become a loan officer. So as a byproduct of that, they're very smart. They've been held back, I believe, by antiquated technology. That's had a grip on the industry for quite some time. But I think much of the industry is geared up for the change that's happening in the way that this digital revolution has fundamentally shifted the way that we are optimizing our business and us as loan officers.
Cool. Well, look, why we're going to jump into all of the sweet spot for this conversation, but let's just start with this. We at Sales Boomerang are Geneva, Switzerland amongst the CRMs, right? We play friendly with the industry. We love our partners. But we just had an integration with you. So that's why, one of the reasons we're spotlighting this, of course. And so I just want to know, like, what size clients do you think are kind of the sweet spot for Bonzo? If you're someone's in the audience, from like an individual loan officer, maybe branch manager, all the way up to, the C-suite at some massive company with 1,000 employees.
Yeah, no, great question. And, first off, we like to position ourselves as your favorite CRM is not a CRM. And we say that just because we do have users from all different levels utilizing Bonzo for, maybe it's just for 10% of what we can offer, all the way up to, full suite CRM functionality. We do serve, we're opportunists for loan officers. And so we don't like to say no at the door. So we do have individual loan officers for the single user, all the way up to the large teams, the regionals, to the enterprise clients. We serve them all, which is it was in the beginning it was difficult to find a balance on how we could do that effectively. But we've got a fantastic support team, and we've optimized the tech to be able to do that in what we like to say a pretty streamlined environment.
Very cool. Well, you showed me, let's talk about the integration. You showed me a little bit in the back end of your platform. I guess it's actually the front end for the users, but there's a really cool workflow that is built that shows kind of all of the Sales Boomerang intelligence that's being fed into the CRM and what happens as a consequence, right? Do you want to just talk through about that and how it's straight up out of the box, right? Like someone signs up with you guys and they just get this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, what those alerts and messages that are coming from Sales Boomerang are absolutely critical, right? And if we're not following up with it, we're having real-time environment where we can create the conversation based off of what's pushing over from an environment like Sales Boomerang, we're losing opportunity. And one thing I just want to point out here, Richard, is that Bonzo is really built on simplicity on the UX and design. We want our loan officers to get in and get out. It's not, we don't have a bunch of bells and whistles that aren't necessary, is the best way to put it. And so the way that we designed the Sales Boomerang integration was, again, around simplicity at the forefront. Let's say you have, a message coming in from Sales Boomerang, and it's coming into Bonzo. We immediately notify you of what that alert is, where it's coming from, who the individual is, and you can even push them into an automated marketing campaign without even lifting a finger, right? We want that if there is an alert coming from Sales Boomerang, we wanted the user to be able to immediately know who it is and have automation on the back end take action around that and customize it to the voice of that loaner, of the owner of that person or prospect. So within the functionality of Bonzo, it's very simple. You'll get an alert from Sales Boomerang, get an alert with inside Bonzo. You can associate that alert with an automation campaign within Bonzo that are already pre-built templates. So again, it's a very small lift for the loan officer. It's literally the templates are there. They just assign the templates with the triggers, which our team can even help out with. And then they're in a campaign. So let's say that their credit score improved. It would trigger off into an automation credit improvement campaign that says, hey, Richard, it's Jason over at ABC Mortgage. Listen, I just got a notification that your credit improved. I'd love to circle back and have a conversation around getting you pre-approved. It looks like you're in a healthy environment to do that. So again, what we're doing is creating that outreach in real time based off of the triggers that are shooting over from Sales Boomerang to make a very foundational, simple approach to knowing when and how to have those conversations with those leads.
Well, that's totally awesome. So, just for anybody who's a Sales Boomerang customer or thinking about becoming a Sales Boomerang customer who does not have a CRM or is maybe thinking about a different CRM, we have 11 alerts, right? 11 alerts at Sales Boomerang, 11 types of intelligent, which feed into Bonzo, and this integration already has the campaign built in. So we're talking email, text, phone. Like they call through it does a phone call automatically through the system, and all of it's trackable. So if you're I mean, look, if you're a branch manager and you've got 2 or 3 LOs and you're kind of on the fence with different CRMs and you're worried about having to put a lot of time into customizing it and getting the build, you just need to plug in your team's like email address and like their phone number, and that's it. Like, and you're up and running, and immediately you're actionable with the Sales Boomerang intelligence. What we didn't cover, Jason, is do you also have these kind of campaigns built in for like Lending Tree, Realtor.com, like all those kind of purchase leads online? We're all we're mining the database. That's Sales Boomerang, right? But the external, right, when you're out there purchasing leads, do you also have campaigns for that stuff?
Yeah, we do. I mean, the cool part about Bonzo is that we've got 25 pre-built templates, whether it's converting, which is, lead acquisition, to nurturing pre-approvals, to nurturing your past clients, to even nurturing your realtors. So 25 pre-built templates inside of Bonzo that loan officers can literally, like you mentioned, come in, plug and play, and they're off to the races. So again, we like to, in a very, I like to say that, mortgage it's becoming more or less, or I guess more frictionless, but we're trying to be, just like how you guys are doing, we're trying to be at the forefront of that, of making it as seamless and streamlined as possible, to get involved in a tech that's going to run alongside your business and really scale your voice and your personal brand, your personal relationship with those leads, those past customers, those realtors, without too much of a heavy lift. And that's really what we're trying to solve for.
Very cool. Well, why don't we talk a little bit about what does this cost? Why don't you let people know, like, if they're, if someone's interested in reaching out, like, what does this cost?
Yeah, we like to say we like to make it very affordable. So we do have, just for a single user. So this is a single user. They actually get 2 seats within the platform itself. So this would be included with the Sales Boomerang integration and all of those templates. It's $150 per month. So again, this is unlimited communication within the platform, sending out, as many texts, as many videos, as many emails, calling, voicemail drops. That is unlimited within the platform. And again, that comes with support. We're big believers in that. We're not just going to give you the keys and say drive off, especially if you've never driven a manual. So we've got live support on the platform. They're in-house. We call them Bonzo brains because they know Bonzo better than I do. And they'll jump on a call, a Zoom, or chat with you to find your solution. And they're fantastic. I can't talk about our support team enough because they're just amazing individuals, and they really help our customers out. So to answer that question, Richard, we've got anywhere from entry level, $150 a month, obviously scaling from there.
Very cool. So very affordable for definitely for smaller teams. Definitely a takeaway for any of you listening. How many, just out of curiosity, how many loan officers, do you know how many loan officers are operating out of the platform right now?
We do have, it's right around 1,300 loan officers on the platform today.
Wow, 1,300 is a big number. You have realtors too, or is this mostly loan officers?
It's mostly loan officers. We do have some realtors. We do have some, insurance agents, but it's primarily in the mortgage space and loan officers on the platform.
Those are solid numbers. Well, how long does this take to get up and rolling? Like, let's say someone signed up. I mean, especially some of the bigger enterprise CRMs take a long time because there's so much bells and whistles and configuration. But let's say I've got a team of 5. I'm a very successful branch, and I want to get up and going as soon as possible. How long would it take?
Yeah, it's super simple. You can sign up directly on our website, and that'll take you all the way into scheduling your onboarding. The onboarding typically we'll get back and schedule that within 24 to 48 hours. And so what we like to say, especially with, anything under, let's say, 10 people on an account, we can get you signed up and onboarded and integrated in less than 5 business days. So, those that are just thinking about like, I don't want to use this tech because it's going to be another system that we have to learn, and then we have to take 6 months to build everything out. You can start. We have some users, Richard, that literally sign up day one and they're using the platform that same day. So it's again, we try to make it frictionless for every user, and we know that time is of the essence. Is loan officers' mindsets are like, we want it now, and so we try to solve that as quickly and as efficiently as we possibly can.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. Are you a Buckeye fan?
Oh yeah, of course. You have to be if you live in Columbus. I mean, it's kind of like a prerequisite. Now, it's interesting that you say that, because we do, there's the whole Michigan rivalry, right? And we've got, it's fascinating to me that you will walk down, High Street in downtown Columbus, and how many Wolverine shirts are walking down that street. It's bananas to me, but we welcome everybody. We're not sore losers. We celebrate everybody. So it's a fun town.
We welcome everybody to your face. My dad's from Arlington. Man, that Michigan rivalry runs deep, man.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so deep. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I would say you guys are probably more passionate than a lot of NFL teams are out there.
It's because you got Cincinnati, it's an hour and 20 minutes south of us, and then you've got Cleveland, an hour and 50 minutes north of us. And we've never had a professional NFL team, but we've got 2 big teams in Columbus that everybody rivals about, and that is the Buckeyes and then the Columbus Crew MLS soccer team. So it's cool to see how much, it's funny because when you don't have beaches and mountains and you have a lot of gray sky, you see how much people get involved in collegiate and sports in a town. So it definitely runs in the rivers here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, Jason, thanks so much for coming on. If you guys want to learn more about Bonzo, go to getbonzo.com, sign up, learn more. It's that simple. Jason, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm super excited for this integration and the help that it's going to give to a lot of loan officer teams. Great discussion. Thanks for being on.
Hey, thanks so much, Richard. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening. If you like the podcast, please give us a 5-star rating, subscribe, and tell all your friends about the show. We at Sales Boomerang started this podcast to elevate the mortgage lending industry by sharing the kind of exclusive, insider knowledge from the successes and failures of the best of the best. The foundation of every successful lender is borrower retention. Sales Boomerang is the #1 fully automated borrower retention system in the industry. 1 in 2 of the biggest lending companies in the United States use Sales Boomerang to make sure they reach out to their borrowers when they need a loan, and more importantly, before their competitors do. If you want to learn more about Sales Boomerang, check us out at salesboomerang.com.